friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a bodice pattern based on your own measurements. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that you'll need to do is to measure yourself or the mannequin, whatever measurements you want to use. Measurement that you'll need is your bust. So just go around your bust. Am I getting this right? Yeah, I think I am. And then you measure to the largest point of your breasts. That's the bust measurement, and then you will need the measurement from apex to apex. So this is basically the largest area of your breast to the largest area of your breast, which normally is the nipple area. So that's pretty much it. And then you also have to measure your waist. I have a belt, but I'll just move it around. And that's your waist measurements. You would also need, and this I really recommend for you guys to do it with somebody else, or well, somebody else to do it for you, which is getting your shoulder to shoulder measurements, so your shoulder blade measurement, okay? So very straightforward, from the tip of the bone to the other tip of the bone, and you should get it, that measurement there. You should also have the measurement from your shoulder, so from where your neck starts to the tip of your bone. If you have like a t-shirt, it's easy to see where your neck starts, so you can just literally have that measurement there. And your back, the back measurement here, so from where your shoulder meets your neck, so that little spot, to your waistline, okay? So more or less, obviously I'm not getting this right. I asked my partner to do it for me, so I got those measurements right, don't need to worry about it. And also you will need the bust arc measurement, and this is basically your bust measurement divided by 2. That's it. Later on the third video that I will upload, you also need your arm length. So to do that, once again, do it, ask somebody to do it for you, where you'll go from the tip of your shoulder to your wrist, but fold slightly your arms or something like this. So then it gives. So I added an image on the side, so it's better for you to understand what we're doing and where we're at. We're going to start at the bottom of this bodice pattern, and all you have to do to start with is to draw a straight line, and this will be your center back. In the center back, you'll have to measure your back length. So in my case, it was 44 centimeters. And from the top, you will have to measure, you will have to find halfway of your center back plus 1. So in my case, it was 23 centimeters. So go ahead and mark that point. Once you have these 3 points, you'll have to do a 90-degree line in each. So the top one will be your neckline. The mid one will be your bust line, and then the bottom one will be your waistline. Make sure you're doing this line straight. The next thing that we'll have to do is to draw the dart. So on your bust line, we're going to measure 1/10 of your waist measurement plus 2.5 centimeters. In my case, is 9.4 centimeters. I just for security measure up and down, but you can just do it up and then do a straight line down towards the waistline. This will be the middle of your dart. Once we're going to do a 3 centimeters dart, we're going to have a 1.5 in one side and 1.5 centimeters on the other side. After you measure those, just go ahead and connect them to the bust line. Next step is to measure your underarm point. So on the bust line, we're going to measure half of your shoulder blade measurement plus 0.25 centimeters of ease. And ease is the extra little bit of room in your garment. Next, on your waist line, we're going to measure 1/4 of your waist measurement plus the dart measurement, which in this case is 3 centimeters, minus 0.75 centimeters because the back is always smaller than the front, plus 0.5 centimeters of ease. So in my case, altogether came to 20 centimeters. Back on the bust line, we're going to measure from the underarm point 1/4 of BA, which is the bust arc, plus 0.25 of ease. In my case, it came to 10.5 centimeters. This we'll call it the start point, which we'll use in the next episode to do the front bodice pattern. We also need to find the midway point between the underarm and the start point, and this will be your side seam point. And then we just need to connect the side seam point to the waist point, and we have your side seam. Cool, so back on the waistline, now we need to elongate slightly the dart. So towards the center back, you want to measure the 1.5 centimeters of your dart, and then check how long is that line. In my case, I think it was like 3 millimeters longer than the midline, so I just went ahead and put that 3 millimeters mark, and then you connect both points from the center back and to your side seam. This will make sure that when you close the dart, it is perfectly fitted. And this is it, guys, we're done with the bottom of our bodice pattern. We are now going into the top of our pattern. So on the neckline, we are going to measure 1/10 of BA plus 2.5 centimeters. In my case, it came up to 6.6 centimeters. On this point, we're going to do a line straight up, and then on this line, this new line, we're going to measure 1/20 of BA, so the bust arc, plus 0.3 centimeters. In my case, it came up to 2.3 centimeters, and this will be your neck point. After you've done that, go ahead and do a 90-degree angle in that corner. So then it will be a point of reference for you to do the curve of the neckline afterwards. On the bust line, the measure that we got for the underarm point, which was at 18.2 in my case, we're going to copy that measure to the neckline. And then as soon as we do that, we can connect those 2 points, or you can just do a straight line up if you like. So where these 2 lines meet, from the top, we're going to measure 1/20 of BA minus 1.5 centimeters. In my case, it came up to 0.55 centimeters. Go ahead and connect that new point to the neck point, and in this new line, we're going to measure a shoulder measurement plus the dart, which is in this case 1 centimeter. So in my case, it came up to 12 centimeters. This will be your shoulder point. The next step is to find the midpoint in this line. This will be the middle of your dart. We'll have to connect this point to the tip of the dart from the bottom. The dart from the top will be 7 centimeters long, so go ahead and mark that. And in terms of the width, it will be 1 centimeter, so that means half centimeter to each side. As soon as you have those points marked down, go ahead and connect it to the tip of the dart. Make sure that the dart folds perfectly. After, we're going to add a 3 millimeter length to the middle of the dart, and then connect those points to the edge of the line, so to the neck point and to the shoulder point. So this will make sure that when you fold your dart, it will fold properly. Up next, we're going to round the neckline, connecting those 2 points that we did prior, as it shows in the image on the side. You can use your curved ruler, or you can do it by hand. I kind of do. Up next, we're going to also do the same for the underarm, so the armhole. We're going to use the same technique, so we're going to do a square line, so 90 degrees line. In this diagonal line that we're doing now, we're going to measure at 2.8 centimeters. This will give us the perfect measure. Up next, we need to measure on the underarm line, from the underarm point to the shoulder line. So that line we have there, we need to measure and find the exact middle. After you find the middle, you want to add 3 centimeters towards the bottom, so towards the bust line. That point will help us to do the exact curve for the underarm. As soon as you find that point, go ahead and connect it to the shoulder point. After, we're going to take 3 millimeters inwards and do a round curve connecting those 2 points. Even though we already done a straight line, now we need to make sure that we do a slightly round curve, just to make sure that it kind of does a whole curve from top to bottom and not just from the new point that we just created. After, we can then do the round curve in the end of our armhole. Just connect those few points with the curve ruler. As I said, you can also do it by hand, whatever suits you better. I kind of do a little bit of both, as I mentioned before. And here we go, we're all done. That's it, guys, we've done the back. Next episode we'll do the front and then the sleeve that matches this bodice pattern. And this is a very, very simple bodice pattern that then you can utilize to do any sort of like pattern making. You can change it, and I promise I'll show you that in the future as well. So if you like this video, put your thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to support the channel. I would really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.